Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 31 of the Grupetto Podcast. Over here, we have Cameron Jeffers.
Yo.
And over on my left, obviously, this is not very audible, is it? Jess Branker.
Peace.
Tim Fulford.
Peace, yo.
See you tomorrow at 4 p.m. for another video. Peace.
Yep, this is just called cyberbullying, guys. We're literally 30 seconds into the podcast and you're just trying to make fun of me. Why am I even part of this podcast?
Because
Wow.
we love you, Cameron.
We ask that question on a weekly basis.
Wow. Cam, I've noticed that you've started saying legends a lot in the intro to your podcast, to your vlogs as well now. Is that something you're going to make a regular thing, or?
It depends. You're going to start taking the mick out about it.
No. I just remember that there used to be a YouTuber that called everyone legends, and then he fizzled out.
Yeah. No, I just get bored. I've not really got an intro, so I just every day I say something new.
Why don't we let's create an intro now, gents? How would you like to see Cameron Jeffers' video introed from Cameron?
What's up, cycling legends? Death to that as well. What?
Yeah, you have to do the. What is that? Is it like the bull? It's not the bullhorns, is
It's
it?
Shaka bra, isn't it? Shaka bra.
All right, racist. What even is that?
Call me later.
Tim, any suggestions?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the latest video from the Cameron Jeffers vlog. Today,
Wow.
I will.
Oh yeah,
It's worked on the news at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock for the last 30 years, hasn't it? So
Yeah, but I'm not a TV
the
presenter.
news at 10. The news at 10 just explains what's happened during the day. Cameron's vlog just explains what's happened during the day.
See, I think he should do that. I think he should just say, "This is what I've done today," and then he should just talk over it with pictures of what he's actually done. Today I rode my bike.
Yeah.
Pictures that move. Today I rode my bike, and then I did this, and then I did this, and finally, I had a massive
shower.
tug in the shower, and then,
So
and then
basically,
you can end it with peace.
What? You rolled your eyes as you said peace then?
That's how you do it, isn't it?
I don't. No.
Sorry.
Stop.
Listen,
Stop.
cyberbullying's not funny. It's not big and it's not clever. I apologize, Cameron. I'm sorry. So what we're talking about today, boys.
Right.
Can I just make a point? I've just walked into the office and haven't really spoken to Jesper today, but he's got his little T-shirt on, hasn't he? So maybe we should talk about that first.
Talk about. Yeah. For
This was
people
not intentional. I had
Not
forgotten.
intentional, but
course-
like,
No, I forgot we were doing the podcast until Chris goes, guys, we're doing the podcast at 9, right? And I go, shit, I got to get to the office.
So, Jess, come on, announce it.
Announce the what?
Tell us what you did at the weekend.
Ran the
not Saturday night. I mean Sunday.
Ran the Edinburgh Marathon. My sister ran the half marathon. It is one of the most emotional things I've gone through because the first 30 kilometers is quite simple, but the last 12 kilometers into a stinking headwind, like why anyone would want to be a professional athlete and put their body through that again and again and again? No.
Not yeah, but it's running though, isn't it?
Yeah, but surely what Cameron did at the Tour Series is the same. Like, you just kill your body.
Cycling's a lot easier. Cycling's easier than running.
I don't.
It's
more.
It's just-
It's not easier.
Cycling is less physically straining, isn't it, on your body?
Yeah.
One thing about the Edinburgh Marathon, though, is the route they picked was dumb. Like, the first 10 kilometers is inside Edinburgh City and really pretty, but then it's like they try and rush you out of the city as quickly as possible so they can open all the streets and get all the Chinese tourists in and stuff. But then you just run alongside the coast for 30 kilometers. That's it. Just run.
So you don't finish? You don't finish on Prince's Street or whatever?
No.
Oh.
You run out.
It's an out and back downhill.
Whatever Tim said.
Yeah, I agree with him. Yeah, totally.
No, you run out, you run 30-kilometer one way, Chris, and then you come 10-kilometer back and you finish in this like wooden area. And then you have to walk half an hour to the buses that take you back to the start line. But they didn't take you to the start line. They took you 20 minutes away from the start line. So having finished a 4-hour marathon, you then have to walk 50 minutes in total afterwards to also have a 40-minute bus ride back.
What?
Yes.
How
Should've
how many
finished quicker
people?
then, shouldn't you?
How many people took part?
I don't know how many, I think 7,000? 6,000 maybe?
Wow.
How much did it cost to enter?
The actual entering ticket is not very expensive. It's like 20 quid. But me and my
Money, Jeff.
sister...
Seven.
Sorry?
So someone made 1.4 million out of that.
But it's all for charity. Supposedly. But that's how they
Ah.
write it off for their expenses and like don't have to pay for anything. But the most like imagine being in the city of Edinburgh, like the amount of like 7,000 people in this one location and none of them are really British, like they're all Spanish, Italian, whatever, Czech. And so like the hotels, the bars, the restaurants, I mean, people were getting drunk.
Like how far would you travel to compete in an event?
To Edinburgh.
Like, yeah. See, how would you think? Would you ever go across to Boston? And if you wanted to run a marathon, would you think, oh, I know, I'll go all the way across to Boston to run a marathon?
Maybe, but like, no.
Yeah, like no, but that's the same as saying that I'd never go to ride up the Alpe d'Huez because it's in France. Like if you're into running and you're like, you're into your marathons, Boston Marathon's a pretty iconic marathon, isn't it? So I think you would do that.
We did
I don't know,
when I
that's
did
what
mine. I
that's
did
what I'm
mine in
asking.
Stockholm. I've only done one. I did it in Stockholm, and we went on the Wednesday night, and we had like 3 days in Sweden, and it was nice. And then there was just like an unfortunate long run on the Sunday, and then we went home on the Monday.
But the issue is the traveling, because you can't, like when I finished the marathon, I couldn't walk. The next day, I couldn't walk. So if you go all the way to Boston, how the hell are you going to carry yourself home? How are you going to sit on that plane for so many hours?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if you were doing it as a professional, it's kind of different. But like, Cam, how far would you travel to go and do a sportif that you weren't getting paid for?
Could you feel the
That I
sass in that
wasn't-
voice?
That I wasn't getting paid for. The other side of Preston.
No, like, would you, if you saw a sportif and you thought, well, I've got to make my own way there, I've got to pay for my entry, I've got to pay for my hotels and everything, wouldn't you just think, oh, that's far too much effort for something that?
Nah, like
I
if
don't know.
there was some mental ride in Australia and also mental ride in America or something, and I had the funds and capabilities to go and do it, then I probably would do.
Race across
yeah,
America
yeah.
confirmed. You heard it here first.
There you go, boom. I think you'd
What's
be good
that
at
one?
Cam.
IndyPac confirmed.
Didn't they
In
cancel
fact,
that after that guy dying?
They cancelled it officially, but apparently it still ran this year, like as an unofficial
Yeah,
event. So
Like
What?
the Gumball Rally.
That'd be fun though.
Yeah.
That's the one with the cars.
yeah, the
well,
Gumball,
yeah,
I
you don't
want
have
to
to do
that.
anything. In like
Isn't that
real
from London
crap
to
cars.
Mongolia, and then you give a car, and then you just give them the car?
No, because
What?
you're
No,
driving
surely
like
not, 'cause they go, like,
Lamborghinis,
they
mate.
drive- yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
take the
There
keys.
you go, Mongolian.
Which is the
take
one where they
Lambo.
do? Which is the one where they go? You start in London with like a clapped out car, and you make it to Mongolia, then you donate the car to the Mongolians.
Oh, I don't know.
How the hell are you
That
getting
sounds
home?
like that sounds like a scam. Sounds like the Mongolia is trying to scam you out of cars.
Yeah.
So what,
they
did you
just
get
steal
stuck
them
in
off them at
Mongolia
the
for the
end.
rest. You're stuck in Mongolia for the rest of your life.
Maybe it's not so bad.
Cheap.
Maybe. Who knows? Right. Let's talk about actual cycling subject, shall we? Let's talk about Cade.
Right.
Big announcement on Instagram last night. Big announcement on Facebook. That there is a, what shall we call it? I don't want to use the I word because there's not many of them in there, but it's like
Team.
a team game, a team competition, a
Team
7 week
league?
team league. I only thought it was five weeks, by the way, FYI. But it's a 7 week team league race on Cade. It's kind of the biggest event that Cade have kind of publicized in the past year. Like, Jesper, pick it up. Tell us what is happening.
So there is a 7 week long team league that's just been announced yesterday. More information is coming
That's what I
today.
said.
this podcast. I'm just reiterating what you've already said. There's a $10,000 prize purse on the line. Money is guaranteed all the way down to last place. And the captains, like you've got two of them in here. You've got Chris as a captain, Cameron's the captain, Tim is a teammate of Monica. And the way the CVRcade racing is set up is that it's equalized. Everybody's got a chance, and it comes down to how much research you do, how much homework you do, how clever are you on a bike, how willing are you to suffer. And it'll be interesting to see over the next 7 Thursdays how it unfolds. Because, Tim, how much money could you win if you won every single race and the overall?
Like $4,500.
Wow.
So,
Tim, why aren't I mean I'm glad you're not a team captain, but why aren't you a team captain?
Too good, mate.
Is that what it is?
it was Monica sliding into the DMs going, Tim.
Yeah, it was, to be honest. Monica
It's not
setting
the
up
first
a
time
couple of
to slid
super
into the DMs.
domestiques.
But if you ride like you rode last night, we ain't got to worry about you. We don't need to worry about you
No, you don't.
because
That's true.
your competitive juices just start flowing and you just get to the front and smash it. But that seems to happen every time you race. So I'm happy with that.
It was hammer time last night. I was not losing to Frank, basically.
So was Frank on a bike or was he on a keyboard?
Bike.
He was on a bike.
Right, okay. I can never tell who's on a keyboard and who's not while I'm
It
racing.
says Ant Plus
It says
or it's a
underneath their name.
keyboard. No, you'll learn that Chris hasn't raced that much. I
No,
am though
I
interested.
know it says it, but I can barely see it. I can barely see like my hands in front of me trying to press steering and brake.
Do you need glasses?
No, I'm just so in the zone and so smashing it that I just can't see.
I am interested
Yeah.
to hear Cam though, because like he's done it all with Zwift, now doing it with Cade. What are you looking most forward to with this? Oh, did he just mute himself?
Earning
just
some
himself.
coin.
It's always about the money with that boy.
No, but so last night there was you did your test event, and I didn't really take part in it. It was kind of more so I could just learn how to play the game. 'Cause it was the first time I've ever ridden on CVRcade. But don't you shake your head at me, Chris. But
No, because
what
don't use that as an
a couple of
excuse.
races.
Son.
They were like sprints from the start, and I mean I sprinted. I'm like, I don't want to blow me on jump it, but I can sprint, right? And after 2 seconds, I was 3 seconds off the back of the group. What's going on?
Equalization.
I presume that's down to
But
equalization.
how am I equalized? Because
You're not yet.
No.
So,
So
last
how
night
am I equalized?
you raced with a said -1 to your name. The reason why it's now 7 weeks instead of 5 is we needed 2 weeks of racing to get you equalized. You're still gonna get the money, you're still gonna get the prize purse on the night, but no overall standings. But since it's your first event, the algorithm doesn't know if you're Cameron Jeffers or you're Vanessa Murahan or you're Chris Pritchard, Jesper Anker. So the first event you do, slowly the algorithm picks up on your capabilities, and then come next Thursday, you will be equalized.
But
Boom, there you
you
go.
were -1 last night, which meant you had no power curve, which meant you were on scratch power.
Actual power.
Yeah. So whatever power you put out in real life was being replicated in game, like Zwift
Yeah.
or Peloton or RGT or Virtugo.
I've got to say, I really enjoyed it last night. It was good fun.
Do you have a
I'd
little
not
chat
planned
in-game?
to go hard. Yeah, so we managed to get the in-game audio. So on Cade, you can, for people that haven't seen it or watched it, you can set up your own audio channel in there, then invite the people that you're riding with, and you can literally speak within the game to each other. So my little team, we set our audio up, and once we got it going, it was mint. Like it was
Real
it was
time
great.
as
We had
well.
some great teamwork. Yeah. No delays in it. And it helped me immensely to actually ride. And I think we've got it sorted. I'm happy with my team. I'm happy.
Gonna win it,
Got
are
some
you?
solid. It's not about winning. It's about taking part.
I'll tell you what, Mon is well up for it. She's well up for winning.
Oh, what?
That's good though.
And don't forget, hey Cam, just imagine
Yeah.
if you finish last in every single race, you'll still earn more money out of this than you did the Zwift Nationals.
That's true.
Pretty impressive. So you literally have to do nothing, and you can win more money.
Strange.
What about that?
I'm gonna get
Finn.
beaten. I'm gonna get beaten by Mon. That's what I'm not looking forward to. And
Yeah,
she's
you
not-
are.
She's not gonna let that one go very easily.
Mon and I have got a
No,
training session in an hour.
Yeah, she
Oh,
said.
yeah.
She said.
It'll make for great
Sure.
content though. Imagine the vlog the day after when you and Mon sit down and watch the stream and you're like, Mon goes, oh, this is where I beat you, Cam. Look, I'm about to attack away. Oh, there's me. And I'm gone.
She's gonna race from here on Thursday.
Oh.
So,
When I come to
what kind of setup are you
CJHQ.
using, Cam, for braking and steering? Are you just on your keyboard?
Yeah. Why? What
Oh,
else? What other options is
No,
there?
no. Just wondering. No. I know
You know-
Tim isn't for a fact. There's no way he's on keyboard.
Yes. 100%.
Wait, is he not using that thing that you had, Jesper?
No, he doesn't want to use it. It's still on my bike down there.
What?
Yeah.
That is what I do.
Oh, I'll take it back. All right, fair enough.
See, Cam,
So you can put your hand on the hood, your palm on the hood, and still reach the buttons.
Ah,
So
right,
I'd like to
nice.
I'd like to thank Wahoo for the desk.
now,
That's a good
Chris's
idea, that.
secret. Chris, I'm sorry, but Chris has one of these, Cam. Which is one of these X key things, which he can then have near his handlebars. And then he's got like all the different controls.
Pew, pew,
Look
pew,
at
pew,
Cam's
pew. So that-
face.
again, for those not watching this, yeah, I've got like a remote keyboard that I can plug into my USB, and then I've got a little GoPro sticker at the back that attaches it to my Element bolt, and it's there.
That
So I'm
thing's
like,
going to be so moist when you send it back to us. I'm going to have to use that one time in a broadcast. It's going to be all wet.
Doesn't come in back. No, it doesn't come in back. Same as a camera.
It's
Same
a
as
bit
drone
like
cable.
it's a bit like the
Doesn't
drone
come in
cable.
Look at his face. Salty
Where stuff in
Jeffers.
CyclingHub goes to die.
Right. Well, I need to think of some sort of ingenious way to.
Oh,
have
look at him.
some
Now he needs to
buttons.
up his game.
Oh, this is
So
going to get
So the
so
thing is-
competitive.
No, but
It
the thing is, this is one of the issues I was having last night. So for those for those you haven't used Cade, basically you've got to steer through lanes so you don't crash into people, and you've got to brake into the corners because you can only go around the corners at certain speeds. But like my desk is a good 4 inches lower than like the top of my handlebar, so I'm like trying
Whoa,
to reach
what was
over.
that? Whoa,
What
whoa,
was
whoa.
that?
What was that?
Whose stomach was that, or whatever that was? Is that a dog?
That was the dog, not me. Anyway.
That's what they all say.
Anyway,
Sorry,
when
Cam, sorry.
my handlebar is like 6 inches higher, 4 inches higher than my keyboard, so I'm trying to press down and sprint at the same time out of a turn, and I just feel like I'm gonna fall off my bike. So, yeah.
Cam, just wait till you've got to press power ups as well.
Oh yeah, do we get power ups
Oh,
on
shit.
Thursday?
Yes.
Yes. I was so annoyed last night that we didn't have any power ups.
In 3 races, you have power ups. Out of the 5, 2 of them don't.
Right. So
Is there any chance I can
explain
get
to
like
us-
a cheat sheet with what the power ups do?
They're written in
No,
game,
you
but
should
yeah.
know.
You
Yeah,
can just.
you should
What are
know.
you doing in the next hour? You can just join your girlfriend, Tim. and then practice.
Training, going out my bike for 3 hours.
That
Dude,
I
sounds
sit
so-
at
fun.
home doing nothing all day.
Wow.
He sits on a bike doing nothing all day.
Wait, is there going to be a vlog today, or are you going to skip another day?
Oh, whoa.
I mean, I've uploaded more vlogs in the last month than you have in the whole time you had your YouTube channel when you worked at Zwift. So
Wow.
I
Oh.
mean, that's not even a burn. That's just a straight
Oh.
fact. I'm not sure.
Yes, and
I concede.
I like Jesper's old vlogs. I love those old things.
No.
So
yeah,
guys,
they're-
today we have bought a Brompton bicycle.
Oh, I think
What
my
is
personal
that?
favorite is the one where I crashed in the Brompton. I was like coming down, filming myself. I hit a speed bump and I just crashed. I'm like, Oh shit.
Don't stop recording. Just carry on recording.
Yeah, but I tried
Are we
so
gonna
hard
talk-
to be Cam back then. It was funny.
Hey, and Cam was just trying to be Chris Pritchard. So no, we were all trying to be Maven. Come on, let's not kid ourselves. We all wanted those drone shots.
So, is it going
Tim,
to get
talk to us about
competitive
racing.
Thursday?
Yes,
why-
it's already
why-
competitive.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, just explain to people before we move off this subject. Instead of just having one race like you would normally see on, I don't know, another platform, we've gone for 5 races. We're having 5 races over the one evening. What's the idea behind that? Because that's a lot of racing.
Well, firstly, it can be accommodated in Cade where you can carry on a leaderboard, but there's going to be 2 races on one course. And it's the fact that you could just go again and go again and go again. So, Chris, were you in Wooden Velo? Well, everyone did Wooden Velo yesterday, didn't they? The first race yesterday.
No, I missed that.
Oh, you didn't quite make it. Well, it's a 300-meter wooden track, so it takes like 2 minutes to do. So you can just do it over and over again.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 2 shorter races and then a longer race and then 2 shorter races again.
So with the
it should
2
all take
shorter
about an hour.
races, are you getting the same points for those as you do for the big race, or is
So it's all the points will be all weighted on time. If you go to CVRcade Riders on Facebook, last night's results are up, and each race is given a weighted score based on how long it took the winner to win.
when you say weighted, do you mean the amount of time they had to wait at the end, or weighted as in fatness?
Overall. And yes.
As in importance across the 5 races.
All right, okay. And how are the results going to be decided? Because if we've got team captains, it's only the team captains that are going to that are eligible to actually win. So Tim won literally everything last night, apart from the mountain bike course. He wouldn't get anything. It's where his team captain
of a second.
finishes. Hey, my team won it.
Yeah, but you didn't win it, so that technically doesn't matter either.
Yeah, so our result is completely null and void.
But Chris, you essentially
I was shouting at Tim so loud. I was like, "Go, Tim!" and he was going, "Ah!"
You essentially have GC guys and domestiques. So like Cameron, GC contender, you're a GC contender, Monica's a GC contender, Beth, Connor Berry, rest of the squad, they're the GC guys, and everybody else has to suffer and lay their on the line for you guys.
God bless them.
But then if you don't show up on the day, you let everybody down.
Wow.
And you could potentially slow other people down.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. I saw Q last night, and he definitely slowed up to get with my little group and tried to cause some havoc. But we were too drilled, so it just didn't work. Talking of GC, shall we move on to the Giro? Seeing as it looks like stuff's been happening.
You're welcome for that segue.
Nice, I appreciate it. Thank you. I've only just watched the highlights this morning, actually. First off, did you see Brad Wiggins going off on one?
No.
On the on their show? So they interviewed Roglic's DS, and he was so he was just so negative about it. It was like Matt Stevens asked him, what do you say to a rider when he's suffering like this? And he's like, oh, I don't know. What can you say? It's just blah, 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 blah. And Wiggins is like, you motivate him. You tell him, just time trial, just get to the top, just keep working. This is just a bad day at the office, but you've got to keep working. You've got to stay in there. And you've got to think, if you had that DS in your ear going, it's not going to motivate you to push harder, is it?
It's a bit like Tim for the Swift race if he goes, Cam, come on, till it maybe goes negative. You can do it.
Exactly. Yeah, like the amount of times that Tim's been in there that I've heard him, and he's like, till it goes negative. And you just need that. You need that push, don't you?
Yeah. Especially in a high pressure kind of sport environment like cycling, you need that positive reinforcement. You know, it's hard. Like, he's obviously on the edge of his limit, and like the only thing that can help him is some shout, some positive encouragement. If you're just like just negative and sort of putting him down, then he's definitely not going to go any better, is he? Like,
no, exactly. Yeah, it was. It was. You should see Wiggins's reaction. It was quite funny. Did you see the
They
stage
should have
yesterday?
gone up
Then?
the Gambia though. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, yeah, but they would have just ridden into a wall of snow, wouldn't they?
That's what Kreuzberg did a few years ago.
Yeah, modern technology, get rid of it.
Green screen it.
What? Yeah, what with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth? What?
Yeah, just salt it. You know how they do in the UK. 4 meters of snow. What?
Salting is not a modern technology in this day and age. They've been using salt for years. You're right, they should have.
Is Carapaz? Do you think Carapaz is gonna hold on?
Yeah, think so.
I mean, Cam has just Googled the GC of the Giro and it's up on his screen now.
No.
And that's why he's looking to the right.
I knew that.
He's got like 1 minute. He's got 1 minute 50. Has he on him? Is it 1 minute 47? 1 minute 50?
One minute. Like I think it's somewhere around 1 minute 47. Off the top of my head.
I was right. So I was right. Oh, cool.
No, but
Italy,
yeah, go on.
It's a 17k time trial at the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it a time trial though?
I mean, they go off in ones and ones and
way
ones, so it's not a road race.
No, but I mean, like stage 21 is just a TT. It's not. I thought it'd just be a, similar to the.
No Milan this year.
That, yeah.
The thing about the Giro right now, it's really interesting because like Roglic is a favorite for the GC for like the TT if it comes in close, but Nibali is just ticking them off one by one. He's going like, okay, Roglic, I got in his head, done. Now he's gonna move on to Carapaz, and like we all know that Nibali just like even Victor pointed this out yesterday. Nibali just gets better the closer you get to the end.
So we were
more drugs inside him, or
no, Chris, for God's sake. Me and Tim were when we were in Italy a couple of weeks ago. We were there with a guy called Venotti who rode for Liquigas and then Astana for a few years, and he roommated. He was Nibali's roommate for about 10 years, I think. They're like best friends or whatever. And I was chatting to him about how Nibali's going, and he was like, "Listen, this year Nibali is going to win the Giro." So I was like, "Oh shit, he's going to win the Giro." So I'm back in Nibali.
Oh, wow, I didn't know there was any Indian riders in the professional peloton, mate.
How was that an Indian accent?
It's just as how yours is a Danish accent. There's no difference.
No, he said that he has had his words were he has had a strong winter, and this year he's going to win the Giro. So
strong.
You've heard it from the horse's mouth.
Wow, that's cool. So, what else does everybody else think? Do we think that he's going to get it, or?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know, because there's like 5 other people that could potentially do it.
Could they though?
Well, 3.
Like, it'll be interesting to see how if Roglic can come back on that final stage in the time trial.
Yeah,
maybe is he
climbs, isn't he?
Is he limiting his losses right now because he's thinking about that final day, or is he really on the end of his?
There's a lot of climbing still to go.
Yeah.
There's 3 more days of climbing, so I think it'll be a Nibali Carapaz fight in the TT. Roglic will be 3 minutes back.
One of the stages is flat, not flat, but it looks pretty much downhill all the way. Is it stage 20? Stage 20, I think, or
19. 20 is the big one. I reckon Carapaz is too young. Like the rumor is that Sky has already signed Carapaz for next year, but
no, it's today. It's stage 18. Sorry, it's stage 18. 18's a flat one. Sorry, Vic.
Carapaz must crack. Like he's too young to be going this well into the Giro this late. Like on stage 20, he will crack.
Where would Bernal be if he hadn't done his shoulder?
Well, he's not here, so hospital.
That's what I'm saying. If he hadn't done his shoulder, everyone was saying he was going to win.
If my auntie had a penis, she'd be my uncle, though, wouldn't she? So.
Not necessarily. Not in this day and age.
Well, no, not in this day and age.
People can choose how they want to be and what gender they want to be.
That is absolutely true. Yeah, good point. So, any other news before we end this podcast?
I want to talk about your new show. Seems to be kicking off well. How are you enjoying that?
Thanks, mate. I'm enjoying it a lot. I think everyone else is. I got a text from Cameron Jeffers saying he enjoyed it, so that was enough for me to think that I'm doing a good job. What?
Come on.
Listen, I know it's too long. I'm going to shorten it up. All right? I'll shorten it up, I promise.
I just love when you digress and you go off on a subject like last week when you're talking about Luke Rowe getting the Twitter trolls and you just went on a full-on anecdotal adventure.
Sorry. That's why it was so long. That story was supposed to be like, this is what happened to Luke Rowe. Move on. But then I was like, well, we need to explain I can't.
No, I think it's a great idea because obviously you've got like the GCN show and everything, but it's more like theirs is just plastered with ads and it's all sponsored content and it's like serious cycling news. But I definitely think there's a market for like casual kind of cycling news and everything, and just like having a little bit of fun with it, you know, like drama. Like when I watch your news show, I kind of liken it more to something like Drama Alert than the GCN show.
Because I look like Keemstar.
What, big and fat?
What? Not bad.
How to make friends.
I meant the dark hair and the beard.
Oh.
Also in the news.
Sorry.
Cameron Jeffers calls out Chris Pritchard.
You better, Chris. This should go in the news show tomorrow. This segment right here.
You fucking knobhead.
Cameron is officially dead to me.
Fat shamer Cameron Jeffers.
Cyber bully, fat shamer, Cameron Jeffers. Not the hero.
We can caveat all this by just saying it's banter. There, done. It's not
I'm
bullying
joking.
anymore, it's banter. Yeah, it's banter.
What are you doing next,
that's it.
Cam?
All right.
What's next
It's
for
not
me?
It's not it. We're carrying on.
We're
going to talk some more about Cameron Jeffers.
let's wrap up the show by talking about me because we know I like that. What's next for me is Lancaster Grand Prix in about 2 weeks' time. So originally this weekend was supposed to be the we call it the divisional championships, which basically translates as like the regional championships for the Northwest. But unfortunately, that race has been cancelled. So I'm not racing this weekend. Oh, but I am doing something actually. I am doing something this weekend. When is this podcast going live?
After
This
this.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I'm not going to tell you yet, but I'm going somewhere this weekend. Me and Mom booked to go and do something, which is should be pretty cool for the vlog. But next weekend
Separate
is
rooms.
Lancaster Grand Prix. Yep, it's Lancaster Grand Prix, and it's the next round of the HSBC National Road Series. So, yeah, should be
so
good.
why have the divs been cancelled?
I'm not too sure. They haven't really given any details, but I think a couple of races have been cancelled, which is pretty sad actually. It's just
Sorry, mate. Is that just Northwest or is that every single divisional championship?
No, just the Northwest.
Right.
I believe, but yeah, it sucks. You know, issues with British cycling. Like, what can I say?
That's a shock.
Yeah, they heard you were entered, so they were like, "No,
Yeah,
get him out."
Denied.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's just
Lancaster
cancel the
winning
entire
that.
thing. We're not in the
Hey,
rightful
anyway, I got
place
my,
to take him out.
I got my UCAD letter back from UCAD. Shut up. I got my UCAD letter back from UCAD yesterday saying that my test after the Zwift Nationals came back negative. So, you know, we're good to
Well
go
done.
again.
All right, don't do that.
The dope cycle worked perfectly well.
Oh God.
UCAD, don't show up my house, please. I'm joking.
Tomorrow's going to be
There
a
we go.
random drug
Also-
test.
Makes the news.
Oh.
Come on, we can joke about stuff like that. If we can't joke about it, then it clearly means we're doping. Well, Cameron is. I'm not.
You're not doing it properly, Chris.
If I'm
No.
doping, then I'm taking the wrong stuff.
Definitely. You need to go and see your dealer and sort it out.
Oh, I'd probably kill myself. Could you imagine me trying to stick a needle in my arm? I'd be like,
Oh God,
where does it go?
Wait, I gotta get the right camera angle of this for the vlog. Oh, there we go. Slow-mo, gimbal.
Oh no, that was a heroin. Oh.
This took a really drastic turn for the worse.
Right, let's end it.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did and you're watching, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to Cameron's channel. Make sure you go and hit the like button on the Facebook page of Cycling Hub. Did you just dab then, Cameron?
Yep.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know why I bother.
It's like dealing with children.
It is, isn't it?
He'll be
He jokes
flossing
about
next. I mean,
doping. He
that's the term,
dabs.
isn't it?
Yeah. His channel's going to turn into a gaming channel where he's playing Fortnite. Jesus Christ. Cameron Jeffers, thank you.
It's good money in Fortnite. All right, peace.
Jesper.
Hello.
Timothy.
Good evening.
Auf Wiedersehen, motherfuckers.